number 26. The use of end cut treatment. And it's funny that this is an argument too, because I think like I'm pretty insistent that you should be doing this. The only
cash
time
grab.
The only time I think you shouldn't or couldn't or may not want to do this is if you're G-taping the whole deck anyway and the water's not getting to the exposed untreated cuts anyway, then sure, maybe you don't have to treat your cuts. But this in a lot of markets, this isn't even a known thing that people are using this. And often when this conversation comes up, somebody will pull out the instructions for using different brands of treated lumber, like whether it's MicroPro Sienna or Yellowwood or whatever, and just be like, it's in the instructions, you guys, that your cuts are supposed to be treated with an end cut again.
Yeah.
Or else you'd lose your warranty on the lumber, because some of these lumbers have a warranty on them. You have to treat your cuts. Because otherwise, why use treated lumber in the first place if you're just going to hack it all up and leave it all untreated anyway? Mm-hmm. So that's the argument there. But some guys, and I don't know that it's like a resistance to it as much, of like, I don't believe that's a good practice. It's more like, I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know there was a product like that, or that we were supposed to be doing that. In some markets, it's just like an unknown thing. Yeah. So I think you should be. The idea is when you cut your lumber, your treated lumber, again, we talked about this earlier, that the treatment is only skin deep on that stuff. So when you cut it, you're exposing an untreated core, and the end grain of the board like that is the most susceptible to taking up water in the first place. Mm-hmm. And so you're supposed to paint on a sealant or a treatment so it doesn't soak up any more water, or helps to not do it. Or you can tape it. But a very common area is like stair stringers, because you're hacking out a ton of material on both planes, vertical plane and horizontal plane, and water's going to sit there for sure. So you got to treat those.
Yes.
Or tape them.
You could tape them. That's how I felt about it. I was like, went on a lot longer than it probably needed to.
Okay. Eric says, I've had a deck builder tell me that PL was great for contour boards, and he pulls out a tube of interior stuff. Yeah. So there's some good guys doing some bad things out there, right?
Yep.
When that's probably, it's probably who's putting that stuff down. The guys who are nailing it are probably mostly interior guys they're not, I can for sure tell you they're not professional deck builders, because I don't know anybody that would call themselves a full-time professional deck builder that would ever do that. Yeah. It's got to be guys, like they're carpenters, but they're generally interior guys, and they're like, well, this is how you put shit on. Like this is how you put baseboards on, this is how you put,
you just nail it on.
This is how you put flooring on. So
the other thing about the end cut treatment, we'll go back to that one.
Number 26,
is the smell of it used to be so bad. Mm-hmm. And so I didn't want to do it because it stunk.
It was terrible stuff. Terrible stuff.
Yeah.
And most of the stuff that's out there still is. It's same. They haven't improved it. It's just like, we don't use it. We don't stock it anymore. But you get a little bit of that in your hands, and you would reek for 3 days. There was no getting it off.
And you couldn't wash it off.
You took a bath in diesel.
And you can't wash it off because it's designed to not, like, it repels water.
Right. And so it doesn't come off your hands. Like soap, like once it's on you, it's on you. And that was when I was building, my biggest complaint from my wife. She could tell from when I pulled up outside before I even got in the house that I was working with treated lumber that day.
Yep.
It was bad. And so we, a couple of years ago, 3-4 years ago, switched to a brand of end cut treatment called Protect-A Cut, made by Sanson, that doesn't stink like that.
It doesn't smell at all.
Yeah, it's got like a mild like clay / Play-Doh-y smell. Yeah, it's kind of clay based. It's fantastic.
Yep.
And the second we moved to that, my wife stopped complaining about me coming home and smelling like I'd taken a bath.
Then she just complained about other things.
Yeah, they didn't stop.
What time you came home?
Yeah.
Your frequency of coming home.
Yeah, where's your man scent anymore? I know I complained about it, but I kind of liked it. So this stuff is great. Use it. It also doesn't wash off easy. Like it goes on and it stays on. That's the point again. You can't wash it off your hands.
Yep.
Like it takes some work. So it works just as well, I think, as the turpentine-y smelling stuff. But it will save your relationship though. So it's good stuff.
There you go.
Eric says the guy he was referring to was a pro deck builder. So let's just remove pro. He was a deck builder.
Yep.
He was a good enough guy. Premier Yard and Design and Graduate says maybe this pro deck builder upgraded from PL to duct tape.
To PL. He upgraded to PL from duct tape.
Oh, yeah.
He was using duct tape before and then found this really good product called PL, and now he uses that.
Yeah, the guys that did the duct tape, those were hacks. Yep. But this whole PL and Bradnell thing.
Got her. That's the best.
Nailed it. Literally.